Hello again with more of the loopy locking lockdown. It's not going well there. If I go on like this, I'll probably end up looking like my 18-year-old self. Shame really. Boy had some skills. Didn't use his head much. And that's where I dried. So that is something that happens to all of us at some point or other, whether it's at an audition or when we're actually shooting, or a bit more challenging, obviously, when we're on stage. Of course, it didn't make it to the final cut. We just did another take and that was all fine. But, you know, line learning, it's so important, isn't it, to get the words so that they just become instinctive. Because the worst thing is to be thinking about them when really you should be performing them. So I gave a few sort of off-the-wall tips in the last video. In this one, some pretty basic tips. Most people, most actors will know them. Scribble the words down and take them out and go for a walk and keep looking at them. There's something about that business of moving. Perhaps it's just the rhythm. There's something about that gets the energy going, and it really helps to get those words fixed. So that I think would be my number one. Post-it notes, of course, stick them around all over the place, anywhere at all, anywhere you can think around the house. And every time you see them, you're in. Those words are there staring you in the face, and you can start to learn them. Sleeping on it, having the words by your bed and reading them, studying them before you go to sleep can be a bit of a disadvantage if you then lie awake trying to remember them and getting in a sweat because you can't remember them. So for me it works anyway, because I've learned that if I wake up in the night and I can't remember the words, I tell myself, Gordon, you've just woken up in the night, that's why. Go back to sleep and they'll be there. You know, a little bit of self-talking there, that works okay for me. It was reinforced for me when I went for an audition, which would have been a great one to have got, a new HBO series, just a small role, but would have been great. A great director, internationally known director, would have been a fab one to get. And I was early, of course, because on time is late where auditions are concerned. And I got in, sat down, just started to go through my relaxation routine, ready for the audition. And right, Gordon, we're ready for you. Boom, I was in. And I was in, and the room, it wasn't at all what I'd expected. That's foolish. I shouldn't have had an expectation of the room, but the room, the early call, it all just threw me. So it just reinforced for me something that I've known for a long time, which is not to learn the lines in just one place. Maybe it's because if you do that, you associate that place, that room with the lines, and then when you're in a different room, you're thrown. But I make sure that I go through the lines in different rooms in the house. And finally, of course, there are various line learning apps. Some of them are free, some of them have a free version. They will allow you to record the other lines, or they'll speak the other lines for you. They'll give you just cue lines, just the first couple of words, lots of different ways that they work. Just a few thoughts, hopefully they help. During this time, learn something. It's a valuable thing to do, and it's a valuable skill and acting muscle to develop. Hope that's helpful.